right, greetings. Okay, hopefully this is YouTube friendly. Hopefully the thumbnail is YouTube friendly. Who the hell knows anymore? The lunar eclipse is coming, full moon in Taurus on October 28th. I guess that 28th and 29th. I don't know what's going on with that, but weirdness is in the air. So psychotic energies can happen, whatever it might be. Just have to, be careful. Of course, then we have Halloween, but I guess this is more. I mean, it is a ritual holiday month, and holiday, whatever. It's both. So, so that this eclipse, even before that, those that are bringing in whatever spells, whatever work that they're doing to manipulate society is happening now. Of course, it's always happening, but because of the holidays, also that has something to do with it too. But it's just like get your spells in before the 29th. Something like that. So that's the vibe, at least I'm picking up on. I wasn't really looking in. I didn't even know it was even coming. I don't pay attention to that stuff. But as the world is completely insane at this point, well, it's been worse. We just not in modern times, but it has been. If you visit Transylvania during the 1500s, this is nothing compared to what they were impaling people like crazy. This is nothing. This is like a walk in the park. So, that's just one example, of course. It's probably a lot more. Yeah, Spanish Inquisition is pretty bad. So I guess we're not doing so bad compared to the past. So, it's just it's like this is like a dumping site too. It's like a clearing also, and new energies that come in. So if you're used to a certain path or you're used to a certain rhythm, it's like cutting off a timeline. Like some people might be losing their jobs, but then there's new opportunities down the line. Of course, that always happens, but in this case, it's a little bit different. So not to say everybody's gonna lose their job or anything, but just some people might. Something might happen during this cycle. So that's who knows? It's trying to be general here. It's can't always be too specific. It's just it's like cutting off the old energies. Like always energy I'm getting, like some that might have a job for a long time, like years and years, and all of a sudden it comes to an end and it can't happen on the lunar eclipse. Let's put it that way. Or it might be a move or something like that. So it's not a bad thing. It's just, change isn't always easy, especially when it comes out of nowhere. So, of course, the Middle East, I have to be careful on that one. I just think they just want everybody to know that they're insane. That's about it. And they can't get along. No, there's some groups in the government that can get along with others and want peace. And then, of course, those are in power, obviously, don't want nothing to do with it. So they can resolve. I mean, it doesn't mean they like each other, but it feels like they can. Peace it can't exist there. It just doesn't power. Not all of them want it. So it's too bad. Yeah, it's a tough one. Be careful with that one. Not to take sides or anything like that either. Just when the Middle East heals, whenever that is, that it is possible. Of course, it's Anunnaki energies there. There's all Orion energies there, but if that does find peace, I mean, it has been technically somewhat peaceful in the past, but if it finally finds peace, you never know. It still can happen. Then the energies of Earth would definitely start to change and the better. Of course, are people used to a peaceful world? No. They're used to chaos, so it's going to take a while. It's like trying on new clothes or stiff pants. It's like, did you work it in, or like new shoes that you're trying to work through? It's like you're used to chaos, And when things are so chaotic, yeah, so it's not something that happens overnight. For the just I'm being general here, so I think I should be okay. With the Middle East, a lot of the truths have to come out, and it hasn't come out yet. Whatever it is, it's not what people think either. Could be about the past, ancient times. That's not really making itself clear, or just corruption currently. That's definitely part of it. Just there's a lot of truths need to come out for it to finally settle down, where it can move on from its past. And anyway, either way, I'm not going there too far. So yeah, just it's good just to be careful between now and the end of the month. um, I think it was it Louisiana? There's a fog. There's a lot of trickster energies out there. On the roads. The other thing is the secret space program Messiah energy. So, one thing about the secret space program stuff, to explain for those that are not that familiar with it, um, if you have all these memories of being mind probed by the government and you've been in like these my labs and all that, and then you go on the video and tell everybody about it, thinking like it's a good idea, because there are SSP government operative superstars out there. And is that a good thing? Probably not. But it'd be good for a nice psychiatrist to help that person. But if you go online to become a superstar, SSP superstar, and you're bragging about how the government, having all these government dreams and all that, it's like that's not a good thing. that's like maybe you should get some help there and not share this with the world. That kind of tells how twisted this world is right now. So, yeah, it's nothing to brag about. But if you're trying to become a SSP messiah and monetize it and become a superstar, then okay, great. Like, yes. Something the kids can look up to when they want to grow up and be, an MK Ultra, victim, and then try to make money off of it. I mean, I don't know. I think I don't know. It's just there's one that's out there just started to share more of his experiences and probably shouldn't be doing that. But whatever. What am I to say? And of course, if you do a channeling for somebody, see, if you're an SSP, messiah, and you do a channeling for that person privately, your version or the channeled version might not be the version that they want to hear. Doesn't mean that you're wrong what you're bringing in. It's just that they have an agenda. So, I mean, how do you know if there's some of these SSP Messiah people have not been MK Ultra so many times, and they're talking about the government this and government that. It's like, that's not a good thing. But, if you want to think it is, that's fine. But it really isn't when you think about it. It's not healthy. It doesn't sound healthy. It's like, wow, look, all these experiences that, what being plugged by the being mentally probed by the government and you freaking remembering all these places. Anyway, I'm trying to be vague here, but it's not what's cracked out to be. It's not my memories, not me, but either way, it's it's the modern world. It's just almost like having a religious experience and you had a connection with God and all that, and then become a cult leader. Let's put it that way. It's very similar to that. It's pretty much the same thing. It's like all these angels and all that were just, we can bring great healing to the earth and yada, yada, yada. It's like, okay, great. So, yeah. So, there's that. I'm just putting that out. Most, especially those that are doing this type of spiritual work and they run into people like that, or just locked in a government mind control. It's not. It's like, if you can become a superstar out of that, more power to you. Is there anything to brag about? Probably not, but whatever works, right? Yeah. And then when people, and then they start to be down the road, you start getting your SSP Messiah persona gets criticized, knocked down. Now nobody's inviting you to anything, and so on. Yeah. Oh well, it comes back to you eventually, I guess. What a mess, huh? Just talk about a new industry that nobody was asking for, especially when it has government connected to it. All right, so we have avatar.com prep sessions, scheduler, have a shop. Yeah, to redo the site, so it's like kind of something to get used to. I think it's slicker, better, I guess. Hopefully, yeah, getting rid of the other shop. They're just getting kind of out of control there. And this makes a little bit more sense. So, okay. All right, we're going to the lunar eclipse frequencies and round it off with the SSP mind control, mind probe, MK Ultra. Jeez. I mean, that is a serious, that's all to take very seriously, though. If you're going through that process, and that's why you have therapists and all that, because they might not believe you, but then again, you'd be surprised. As long as they're not, you can stay away from subscription drugs and all that, but you can't heal it. And there's some paranoia energy for sure. There's something going on for sure, but others are monetizing it. And it's like they want to remember all of that, so they can call it an experience. Yeah, go right ahead. There's a Santa sign. Well, they used to have a Santa sign filled with people like that. Now they just make them superstars. Yeah, and you think we're evolving. It's not when you're having government memories. That's not evolving. That's devolving. So if you're having like higher dimensional memories, alien lives, and all of that, without all the negative propaganda, that's evolving. Angel reality, that's evolving. When you might have some energy attacks and that. You might remember some of that, but you are focusing on a more higher frequency. Yeah, that's evolving. But when you're just bragging everybody how great you are with your government mind probe memories, that's nothing to say. That's, hey, if you want to make a career out of that, go for it. I imagine others just want to heal it and move on with their lives. It's like you want to have that drag around you the rest of your life. You can maybe sign a couple books and all that and brag about it. So nothing to be, whatever. Just, it's hard to make a buck these days, I guess, huh? So, all right. So we're going to the solar lunar eclipse frequency. Here we go, blessings. Greens. Yes, your energies from astral. Yes, your moon cycle. Yes, it's like changing clothes, you can say. It is sometimes changing a lifestyle. It's different for everybody. For some, it's healing old wounds. Yes, it can be multidimensional wounds, it can be family wounds, it can be, and sometimes, yes, going into that shadow to heal it. So somebody go through a depression and not know why. You're actually going into release it. And yes, it might not be easy. Yes, you can also have health issues because of it for a short time. Yes, and some of you might see some health scares going on that has a lot to do with the lunar eclipse. Sometimes it's like someone's activating an individual can activate some of their karma and go through that process. And it's like you just help them through it. Like you have an elderly person there that's going through inner karma that makes no sense. And there's just do the best you can in situations like that. We're also going into the new year. I mean, yes, your new year doesn't really activate until March, April, but still, you're still it's a curve around the mountain of your existence. Now, yes, the Middle East energies, there is a lot that needs to be said that has not been said publicly to basically clear the air, meaning that there are obviously there are enemies there that really kind of need to face each other with all honesty and get it out, just get out of their system. But they're not. They're hiding from each other instead due to security reasons. But really, these leaders, supposedly, as they call themselves that, they're not acting like leaders, as some of you have noticed. But they need to really just come face to face and just get out of their system. Just yell at each other, whatever it is, and stop, letting others suffer for a few are making others suffer for, regions to suffer, even other countries to suffer for no reason. Yes, it's that. It's like that. It's only a few individuals, as some of you know. So they just can't get, beyond the ego. It's more than that. It's just hatred towards each other. But imagine like two neighbors that just don't like each other and the whole neighborhood has to pay for it. Or the whole city for that matter. That's pretty much what's happening there. It's unfortunate. It should not be happening like that. But obviously your other governments there are trying to do something and others don't even know what to do. It's just like stop the madness. So without going into all the details of that. But on an inner growth level, this can be a positive direction. As for this week, going into the lunar frequencies, just be aware of who's around you. If people act crazy, there's a reason for it. Halloween is like the island, like it's like that's where all the crazies are heading towards. Kind of like going to the beach. They're going to they some of our, because this eclipse, are allowing their insanity to open up so they can be exciting, larger than life, and whatever it might be during this eclipse, so they can bring it into the Halloween frequencies. Yes, as for spell work, of course, that's always going on, but it can also intensify. Now, this lunar eclipse is here. This is no coincidence either before Halloween. Of course, the whole month of October is under a ritual frequency more than others. Of course, your December is part of it too, but mostly October, due to you're going into the new year once again. It's setting agendas. Of course, setting agendas happened a long time, years ago also, but still. It's as you're getting closer to, you can say, a new age, if you want to word it that way, but it's a new type of world that not even your elites are aware of. Nobody is really aware of it. Really, not here in the physical. It's hard to say. They can put out there what they want, but they don't know where the ship is heading. Nobody knows. It's probably best you don't know. But as long as you know that you'll be okay, it's like being on a roller coaster, and there's this areas upon it that are not, that you didn't know about just looking at it. So, but just realize you're safe and you will make it through it. At least most of you are. Others need to have the boat shaken quite a bit, as you probably know. So, blessings. Gracious is the archangel frequencies, the angelic realms. Those are obsessed with the super soldier timelines, SSP. Realize it does, it's humanized here, but it does come from the angelic realms. Those with a huge ego. At least those that want to exploit it. Others are just going through it because they've been hit by it, and they thought they can handle some of those SSP realms, and that's not always the case. And is it necessary to go to realms like that? Not necessarily, but some are obsessed with it. But there is a lot of narcissism there, yes. Angelic realms has a great ability of that also. But they want to be kings of your reality. And you're seeing that. Now, some might be trying to make themselves known, nonchalantly, but in truth, they're trying to be worshipped here. They're using different methods. But it's good that you are catching on, those of you that are seeing it. Realize you are in the minority. Others are seeing it as the next, you can say, your alien messiah frequency. It's really, is it unfortunate? Yes, no, yes, yes. It's an experience, but it's an experience that doesn't need to really happen here, but others are choosing it. Not just for monetary reasons, but mostly just to see it as a god. You'd be surprised. It's, yeah, and yes, a soul can, as some of you know, can easily sell itself out. But not everyone's seeing it. And why would you? When you have someone you're looking up to, that's telling you all this knowledge. But yes, when it has a government connection to it, that is, yes, it's like serving mud to everybody. Now, this has been done through religion throughout history, but they use Yeshua, the angels, as their template. Yes, connections with God. Of course, that wasn't always God, but either way, it's very similar. Now it's been modernized, and are people catching it? Some are. Once again, most are not. Well, it's done in a way of its delivery, to be delivered to you, a way of, casually, the everyday man. But there's much more to it than that. Of course, I'll downplay if you say something about it. So yeah, these are testing times. As you see, the Middle East is on fire, but others are taking advantage of it. So those that are trying to come off as a messiah, or the SSP's messiah, well, some of them are being, pushed astrally. It's like, either do this or not. If you do not do it, just go live your life, you'll be okay. But if you want to be worshipped, now's the time to do it. So, of course, once again, when they're doing it, they're acting like this is no big deal and how advanced spiritually they are. When in truth, they're just hijacking your society, your reality, for those that, get pulled into it. Most of the world can care less about this, but yes, you are seeing how cults are being developed in different ways. It's just, once again, the leader wants to be worshipped. And once again, yes, they downplay it as much as possible. They say, oh, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing any of those things. But actually they are. So, but why you're here to experience this is to, many of you are here to show there's a different way, but others are just being easily mind controlled because they need a leader. Yes, it does go back to family connections. But then again, some are following these type of messiahs because they have in the past. So, but others have had issues with their family, mother, father issues. So they need somebody to be a parent, and now they found one. So it just shows you how sophisticated. Once again, if there's government relation to any type of spiritual experience, yes, it should be healed, not necessarily exploited. Should be healed, closed down, released from your being, so you can be a human and not a mind-controlled, I would say, yuppie. So, but of course, you always have your own choices. What's this?